Hi, welcome to my blog. As you can see, I have my lovely guest, Rachel. She's back
Yay,
again.
thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You guys are also welcome. Today we have classroom environment with Rachel and Taylor. So, do you want to start?
So I think in our last videos we've kind of been discussing about how digital technology can be positive and really help to benefit the 5 competencies in teaching and learning. But it also can have negative effects, and I think in this term, the environment we would like to discuss.
Yeah.
And so there's several ways it can also be beneficial but negative. What were you thinking?
Well, one thing, physical environment. You have cords running around, you have little children and cords in the same room on the floor. They're already not coordinated. That's going to be a disaster. It's just a safety hazard, really, to be honest, in that sense. Also, they could drop something on themselves, on others, break it, hurt them. It's just, yeah, that can be very dangerous. You got to be very careful with the way you set up your room in that situation. So we are in a lab right now. Computers are on a desk, and children sit at the desk. You don't want them carrying around little laptops and maybe dropping them.
iPads, yeah.
Butterfingers from children,
I think also it's really important to take a look at the school you're in. Some schools are very affluent and can afford computers and tablets and digital technology, whereas other schools can't. So I think digital technology can also play as a huge barrier as to who can afford it. And so computers, smart boards, technology is expensive. And like you say, there's a risk of, you have little hands. It's easy to break. It's easy to make a mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I think cost really can play as a divider. And so do we want something in public education where we're aiming to create an equal learning experience that plays as a divider?
Yeah, especially going into junior highs and high school, some kids might have not had that experience and have to start learning all over again at a later grade from their peers, which is, confidence not booster. Another thing we were talking about was limited learning. We have laptops with the internet. Everything is right at children's fingertips, which can be good, it can be bad, it can be scary. You just really, as a teacher, you have to monitor what they're looking at. You have to also put another lesson in what is a reliable source. How do you know you're finding the right information? It's true. It's not just some Wikipedia page that
There's a lot of bad stuff out there too for
definitely.
Little children. Gotta wade through that.
Yeah, and it can be while they're looking for this stuff, they get distracted. They're not doing their work. It's it can be a little tough.
And I think for me, like the big last point is we talk about classroom environment and how it can be distracting with children with lots of learning disabilities and, different learner types. A classroom full of posters can be distracting. What are the effects of having iPads and computers around all the time? And so I think that although they're tools to help engage students, it can also be overwhelming, especially with all that visual information in front of them.
Yeah. If a student has some sort of learning disability, they can be very, very overstimulated with the images on the screen and playing with it and learning how to do it. So you just kind of got to be aware of your students as well in the classroom that you're doing this with. Anything else?
I don't know. I just think I don't think we're trying to say that technology is bad in a classroom necessarily. I think it just kind of goes as to, like Taylor said, who your audience is, ensuring that your kids know how to use it and be safe about it. And so I think just being intentional about your incorporation into of technology into your classroom and being aware that maybe all the time it isn't necessarily the best thing.
I agree.
Pick up a book.
A physical, real book with paper. They're cool and still around.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. I loved it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.